Our lesson for today for Science 5, Quarter 2, Module 3 is Mode of Reproduction in Animals. Open your module on page 3 for what I know. Read each of the numbered items carefully, then choose the letter of the correct answer. Write your answer in a separate sheet of paper. Pipiliin nyo lang ang titik ng tamang sagot sa bawat bilang. Isulat ang inyong sagot sa inyong mga answer sheet o sagutang papel. Read carefully each of the following statements on reproduction. Write true if it is correct and false if it is not correct. Isusulat nyo lang sa inyong sagutang papel ang salitang true kung tama ang sinasabi sa bawat pangungusap o bilang at isusulat nyo naman ang false kung mali naman ang sinasabi sa bawat pangungusap. Open your module on page 5 for what's new. Read and understand the riddle below. Identify what animals is being described in each riddle. Choose your answer from the pool of options in the box. Nasa loob ng box ang mga pangalan ng animals na pinapahulaan sa bugtong na nasa ibaba. Pipiliin nyo lang kung anong animals ang tinutukoy dito. For example, in number 1, I lay eggs in water. I like to hop around. I am green, but I'm not a leaf. I have a long tongue, but I'm not a giraffe. What I am? Ano kayang animals ang tinutukoy dito? Ito ba ay butterfly, cat, dog, frog, or mosquito? Open your module on page 6 for what is it? How do animals such as butterflies, frogs, mosquitoes, dogs, cats grow in number? Animals grow in number through the process called reproduction. Reproduction is a biological process by which an organism reproduces another individual or offspring that is biologically similar to the organism. All of these animals, the butterflies, frogs, mosquitoes, dogs, and cats, reproduce sexually. Sexual reproduction takes place when sex cells from the two parents similar, one male and one female, unite to form a new animals through fertilization. The fertilized egg is called a zygote. Examples of animals that undergo sexual reproductions are butterflies, frog, mosquitoes, dogs, and cats. Though all of them reproduce sexually, they have different modes of reproduction. Butterflies. The mating begins when the male butterflies detect a female butterfly releasing pheromones at close range. When the female accepts the male attaches to the female abdomen, injecting the sperm packet into the stomach that she stores until she decides to lay egg. They may go on a courtship flight during the mating that can last for an hour or more. As the egg passes down to the female butterfly's egg-laying tube, the sperm fertilizes them. Although the male butterflies can mate more than once, female butterflies can only mate once throughout their lives. About 4 days, a female butterfly lays eggs from 100 to 300 eggs during her life. The egg hatch about 4 days after they are laid. Then, larvae first hatch. They are less than 1 centimeter and grow to about 5 centimeter. They move around and eat a lot. They grow very fast and molt several times. The third stage is the larva becomes a pupa. When it makes a hard covering for itself inside its covering, the pupa undergoes changes. The last stage is the hard case around the pupa split open. A butterfly comes out. and an adult butterfly is the fourth stage in a butterfly's life cycle. All frogs produce sexually. The fertilization in frogs happens outside the female's body. The female releases her eggs and the male releases his sperms at the same time. The male and female get into mating posture called amplexus, in which the male climbs onto the female's back and clasps his forelegs around her middle to make sure that the sperms reach the eggs. They can stay in amplexus for hours or even days as the female releases a few, as one, or as many as several hundred eggs, usually about 6 to 21 days. After being fertilized, the egg will hatch. Most eggs are found in the calm and static water to prevent getting too rumbled around in infancy. Some frogs, like the coast foam nest tree frog, actually mate in the tree branch overlooking static ponds and streams. The gestation period is at approximately 33 days, for frogs gave birth 33 days after they were found in amplexus. Frog produce sexually. Ibig sabihin, kailangan ng may nanay at may tatay para makapagkaroon sila ng bagong anak. Ngunit, ang fertilization ng mga frogs ay external fertilization, kung saan nabuo ang kanilang fertilized egg hindi sa loob ng katawan ng babae, kundi sa environment kagaya ng tubig. Sa tubig, nagsama ang sperm at egg cell ng mga frogs. Dito na-develop ang frogs hanggang maging tadpole. Reproduction by mosquitoes begin with courtship. During the mating, the male deposits sperm into the female through a small pouch in her abdomen. The female sucks the blood used to feed the fertilized egg. After mating, the sucking down some blood, the female will rest for a few days to lay eggs in the waters, swamps, or anywhere in sufficient moisture. Male mosquitoes only live for about a week and have no purpose after mating with the female, so mosquitoes only mate once. The female mosquito only requires the sex cell of male for the rest of her life to produce a few batches of eggs. The entire life cycle of an egg to an adult take approximately 8 to 10 days. Pupae develop into adult flying mosquito in 2 to 3 days. Female mosquitoes lay eggs inside containers holding water. Eggs are ready to hatch from the few days to several months after being laid. Dogs experience heat cycle which lasts for 3 weeks. It is a period when they ovulate and can get pregnant, which is commonly every 5 to 12 months. During the first week, females' vulva swell and secrete bloods and aromas that attract males. They act moody during this stage to both people and other dogs, swinging from affectionate to snappy, and seem to like to tease the male cruelly. They lift their tail to allow a snip, but will bite the male's head off it he tries to mount. In the second week, her vulva will still be swollen, but her vagina discharge will usually stop having visible blood in it. She will ovulate and is very ready to reproduce. Lastly, in week 3, or the last stage of being in heat, the female has already ovulated and is losing interest in reproduction. The length of the pregnancy in dog is 61 to 65 days, average of 63 days. This means that about 63 days after the dog is impregnated, it will have a litter. Small dogs should always be bred with male dog that is smaller than the female. Cats can go into heat at any time of year. Just like dogs, they stay in heat about 5 to 15 days, but unlike dogs, will keep going back into heat every 1 to 3 weeks until they ovulate and are unlikely to ovulate until there is contact with a male cat. This means that they do not ovulate unless they are bred. Reproduction begins through the estrus cycle when they reach puberty. They are likely to ovulate until there is contact with a male animal. When in heat, they make more noise or meows louder and more frequent. They become much more affectionate towards people, waves it out of their legs, rub against them, shakes their pelvis and roll about on the floor, and flings her tail. A cat pregnancy lasts about 63 to 65 days, so a cat can have kitten when they are young as 4 months or 6 months old. Open your module on page 9 for what's more. Familiarize the following picture of animals capable of sexual reproduction. Match the picture in column A with corresponding description of reproduction mode in column B. Choose the letter of the correct answer and write it on your answer sheet. Tingnan ang mga larawan sa column A at hanapin kung alin sa mga pangungusap na naglalarawan naman na sa column B. For example, sa number 1, ang unang larawan o picture ay butterfly. Hanapin mo ang description o yung pangungusap na nagpapaliwanag sa mode of reproduction ng butterfly. Hanapin mo ito sa column B. Ito ba ay A, B, C, D, or E? Sulat mo lamang ang letter sa iyong answer sheet. Open your module on page 10 for the activity number 2. Fill in the blanks with the name of animals having the mode of reproduction described below. Choose your answer from the word box. Sa loob ng box nito, ang iba't ibang uri ng hayop gaya ng butterflies, cat, dogs, frogs, mosquitoes, and turtle. Dito mo hahanapin ang mga salita o tamang sagot kung ano ang nilalarawan na animals sa bawat bilang. Answer only, isulat mo na lang kung anong animals ang inilalarawan. Open your module on page 11 for activity number 3. Copy the diagram below and write inside the corresponding box a brief description about the mode of reproduction of each of the following animals. Isusulat mo lang o kokopyahin itong mga diagram na ito at iyong bibigyan ng short description o paliwanag kung paano nagre-reproduce ang bawat animals na ito. Open your module on page 12 for what I have learned. Express your understanding of the lesson in this module by supplying the blanks with the word to complete the paragraph. Write your answer in a separate sheet of paper. Kukumpletuhin mo lang ang paragraph na ito. Isusulat mo ang mga nawawalang salita base kung ano ang natutunan mo sa ating leksyon na ito. For what I can do, read and answer the question in each item below. Write your answer in a separate sheet of paper. For letter A, what are some animals found in your community with the same mode of reproduction of dogs, cats, butterfly, frogs, and mosquitoes? List at least 5. Magsusulat ka raw ng 5 hayop na matatagpuan mo sa iyong paligid, sa inyong barangay, sa komunidad na mayroong katulad ng paraan ng pagpaparami ng mga nabanggit na hayop. For letter V, if you have a pet in your home, how are you going to take good care of your pregnant pet? Kung meron ka daw buntis na alagang hayop, paano mo daw ito aalagaan? Isulat mo ito sa iyong papel. Open your module on page 13 for the assessment. Read each of the numbered item carefully, then choose the letter of the correct answer. Basahin ang mga tanong at piliin lamang ang titik ng tamang sagot. Open your module on page 15 for the additional activities. Fill out the crossword puzzle below by identifying the correct term being described by the clues in each item. Write your answer on the separate sheet of paper. Narito naman ang answer key para iyong ma-check ang iyong mga ginawang activities.